welcome to Science Access. In today's class, I'll teach you scalar or dot product of two vectors. Very simple topic. All right. Now let's imagine, or what do you understand by this? It simply means you're looking for the product of the magnitude of the two vectors and the angle between them. That is simply what dot product means, or what you're looking for. The product of the two vectors and the angle between them. Right. Let's assume that you have a vector A is 5. This is 3. Then you have B as, for example, 4. Then let's use 5. Okay, and you are asked to look for the dot product of these two vectors. It's simple. First thing you are supposed to do is this. Let's assume that the product is C, okay? This and this. 5 what? Times 4 plus this and this, 3 times what? 5. This time this is actually 20 plus, this time this is actually what? 15. So the dot product, what is the dot product? C. Dot product C is actually what? 35. So it's just a very simple calculation, all right? There's no big deal. Now let's assume that, let's change this to have 3i plus 4. Then this vector A actually, then have minus. Okay, then you have vector B. Have 4. Let's just use 3. Okay. And you are asked this vector A and B, and you want to look for the product of these two vectors, or the vector product of these two. It's simple. Just remember this and this. All right. Let's start. 3 times 4 plus this. Sorry, this is supposed to be J. All right. This and this. 4 times 7. All right, then this and this. And there's 5 times what? 3. This time this is 12 plus, this time this is actually 28. This time this is minus 15. So if you use the positive sign to multiply the negative sign, you have negative sign. So minus what? 15. Then the dot product is equal to, if you use your calculator, I think you have 25. There's no need for the calculator, right? Now, what I just did is to remove 15 from this. I have 13. 13 plus 12 is 25. I can modify this. Let's assume, for example, you have I. Okay. Okay. Then here you have all right. Then here you have another vector. Have another vector. Let's assume this is what? 4. Then, okay. Let's use plus here. Okay. Or let's use, we can decide to use a negative sign. This is minus. This is what? Plus. Okay, then this is minus, this is plus. This is plus. Okay, let's use plus 7. Now, take note. If I ask you to look for example, find the dot product of, let's use A, B plus C. All right? It means that you should add B and C first, then look for the product of the answer. Then the answer you get from this will now be one vector. All right? You now use to multiply what this, and you have your answer. So it's a very simple stuff. Let's just quickly do it. Then we'll take one more question. In my second class, I'll be talking in details about solving some little challenge or some challenging questions regarding this topic. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's assume, let's solve this first, okay? B and C. This and this, if you add these two together, what will you have? 8, If you add these two together, what will you have? Remember, in this case, you are adding, all right? So I'm adding these two, and I'm adding these two. So there will be what? 12 what? So this is now a new vector, right? Let's tag this vector D. So this is now a new vector that I will be finding the dot product of what? A and what? This new vector, which is what? D. And how do I do that? It's very simple. Remember, this is the vector we are. When we add this and this together, we got this. So this is the vector that is we are going to use in this place. So let's now look for the vector what? Product of this and this. How do you do that? It's simple. Pick this and this as we did before. So you have 5 times what? 8 plus, put it in brackets, all right? Then this and what? This. Minus 3 times what? 12. So if you use it to multiply this, what will you get? This will give us 40. If you use it to multiply this, what will you get? To give us what? Minus 36. And if you use this positive sign to multiply this negative sign, what will it give you? To give you what? Negative sign. You now have 40 minus what? 36. And our answer for the dot product of A slash B plus is equals to what? 4. Just subtract this from this. You have 4 as your answer. So the dot product of this and this is actually what? 4. What about if I decide to include something into this equation? I can decide to put the dot product of this bracket. So it's a very simple thing. All right. It simply means that this answer I got, I'll multiply it through 3. So I use 3 to multiply this, one will become 24. Use 3 to multiply this, and this one will become what? 36. Or I can start to look for the dot product of, again, 4, then what? 3 this. So I want you to try this as assignment. This same, let me clean the board so that it will not be too confusing. All right. So I want you to take this as assignment. I looked for B and C, so I saw B and C vector and I got this. Now, you're going to look for the dot product of A, 4A, which means that you use 4 to multiply this. Then 3 what? B plus C. So this one, you use 3 to multiply this, you use 4 to what? To multiply what? This. Look for the dot product and drop your answer in the comment section. Let me put it well. 4A, dot product of 4A, 3 what? B plus what? C. So look for the dot product of this. Remember, this is A, this is B, and this is C. You can decide to solve for D yourself, like look for this, the sum of this yourself. But I've done that before. This is it. And decide to look for it yourself and solve this simple what? Equation. And drop the answer in the comment section. Thank you for watching.